The first time you heard someone make a negative comment about your body?
I want to say when I was like 7.
Do you remember the first time you heard a negative comment about your body?
Even as young as like first, second grade.
Probably 5, 6 years old.
Do you remember the first time you heard a negative comment about your body?
No.
I think in 5th grade.
Like 10.
12, maybe 13 years old.
I don't.
Around 7 or 8.
Serious comment, intentionally hurtful. I'm not sure.
I think I was like 8, maybe like 13, 12 years old.
Like 6 years old.
Not really.
12, 13.
Around 15.
I don't have like a childhood memory. 4 years ago, I got kind of heavy for a bit, and a friend of mine told me I was looking a little pudgy, and then I ended up losing the weight.
10?
I can't. It's hard to remember. Yeah, I don't think I do.
5 or 6.
No, I can't. No, I don't remember.
Yeah, probably like 4th or 5th grade. I was told I had big ears.
They said my ears were big and stuff like that.
Damn, that's crazy. Y'all got the big ears too? Shit, bro. Shit. I got that all the time, man.
Did you put your hands to put a ponytail on your ass?
No, because with an afro, you don't notice it. But when my hair is short, you notice it. So that's why I wanted y'all to see what it was like growing up, because I was not allowed to have an afro when I was a kid. So, yeah.
Oh, yeah, mama. No, was it school or mama?
Oh, it was mom's. Sorry.
Weigh really fast when I was young, and I've yo-yoed back and forth all my life.
Is that a comment that you've been able to forget and get out of your consciousness?
No. No, not at all.
No, not really, but I'm trying to live my life.
It didn't really bother me, but it is what it is.
I just try to move on.
I think it's like always a battle. But it still comes back here and there.
I mean, it's not in my consciousness anymore, but it was for a long time.
No, never.
Not really.
Never. Never.
Oh, I remember it vividly. I remember who said it. I remember where we were. It's something that's stuck. I don't know if I still believe it, but it's definitely something that's stuck with me all these years.
I just remember other instances that make it stay in my consciousness about my body image.
So even if the comment wasn't directed at me, just hearing like people's judgments on looks or whatever seeped into me anyway.
I remember this video seeing it, a lot of people had their own thoughts. People were saying, as ladies, we deal with a lot of stuff, and they, reference the men's reactions. Do y'all ever wish you were a boy sometimes, or just me? Shocking, the disparity between objectifying girls and boys is clearly a very big gap. And that's part of the reason why I wanted to talk about this. Because I think a lot of ladies don't know. And it's not because they're being malintentioned, they just aren't aware. Same way we don't always know unless we talk to them about these experiences. Mm-hmm. They don't know about ours.
And people want to be boys till they try it. I mean, we had this one person that tried, and they said, "Yo, it's kind of lonely. There's no support. It'd be like that. You have to make efforts." But if you'd ask me, I wouldn't be a woman either. You know what I mean? I wouldn't. So that's the reality of the thing. I wouldn't. So it's tough to be a dude, but you'd ask me 100 times, I choose dude.
I know Preach has his own opinion, so I'm gonna let him pop off.
So God. I had to. I'm sorry.
I would not be surprised
I had to.
if you don't got a diatribe about Jesus doing something he didn't like. You see, in church, Christians were the first one to tell me about myself.
I had to. I fucking had to. I'm sorry. No, but I had comments about my body when I was fairly young, right? But it's not as bad as the woman face it, and I hear it all the time. I remember my sister was not really the one that was eating that much. She doesn't really have an appetite. As a matter of fact, that didn't really change throughout history. And now whenever she comes home we have parties and stuff like that, or we have like suppers and stuff, we invite people, we don't even count her in the portions because she don't eat that much. You know what I mean? That's how bad it is. But yeah, I did have comments, and I always had big shoulders. You know what I mean? Even on this chat, on this thing called Abba and Preach, there's a lot of comments about looks. And it's crazy when you expose yourself, but it's like that. How many people thought I was fat? I mean, I'm still fat and 5'2", but that's besides the point, right? People always comment. They take the liberty to comment on Abba's look, Abba's hair, Abba's this, Abba's that. Preach. Ooh. So zesty. People are always going to comment on shit. They are. And it's been when I was a kid. I was a fat kid. As a matter of fact, my first diet was when I was 6 months old. Doctor said I was too fat, and I was, because I like to eat. You know what I mean? It was never as bad as what I heard with women. Comments like eat a sandwich, or you shouldn't eat that much, you shouldn't do this, you shouldn't do that, you're gonna look fat, you look fit, there's always comments that I heard about girls on top of the fact that I was always surrounded with women. So
I think there's definitely a lot more advertising and stuff like that probably. But, I feel like the whole comparative stuff is kind of not that, I don't want to say it's that meaningful, because it is meaningful. I don't think it's that useful in a conversation, because men are dealing with their own body image issues, and they go very deep. Those men, when they were asked that question, said, I don't remember, or no. I can promise you half of them remember, and the other half don't want to remember. Men have tremendous amount of body dysmorphia. It's why so many of them are, crazy enough to do the whole steroid thing, get the back knee. It's why so many of them will literally do that in their teenage years and permanently change their own lives. Like, the idea that men don't struggle, I promise you, half the men have been like ogling other dudes who are the ideal, prototype of masculinity to replicate that. So how many of us change all aspects of our looks to replicate somebody? We just don't talk about it openly or feel necessarily supported because we do talk about it. Bro, when I was growing up, listen, I don't know the female experience. I can just tell you mine. Everybody, ladies included, felt comfortable to tell me how thin I was and how unmasculine it was. I can't speak on being fat. I can just tell you I'm being really skinny, okay? Everybody from my family, friends, random at school, everybody. And like that's maybe just a skinny thing, but I'm just trying to say, I remember that stuff. There's no way dudes don't remember. I'm telling you, it's like people be like, oh, dudes are emotionless. That literally science proves that's the complete opposite. That men are more actually emotionally sensitive than women are. We just don't talk about this shit. We don't talk about it. The reason why is either because we don't feel supported when we do, or secondly, we just don't have a lot of the spaces to learn how to cultivate that and speak about it in a safe manner with people. So we just don't. Like, you could just say one wrong thing about a dude's looks that references childhood, and that dude will jump you because they have anger issues like that. Do you guys think that they're not affected? You don't think they didn't hear shit? But we're often taught from a young age that just talking about it is a shameful thing. You're insecure and you're going to admit it, you fucking loser. As bad as all the comments were, if I had complained about me getting comments about being skinny, I would have been laughed at too. That's a reality. I understand the point that she's making, and I hate to do the whole man versus woman thing, but that's what she was trying to do with this video in large part. I think that's how people interpret it. Most dudes will tell you about the first girl they got rejected by bigly when they was young. Most dudes remember their first crush. Most dudes remember that L that they took. Oh, so you don't think they don't remember receiving comments from people when they was younger? You are bugging. Just guys, think about even just like gym culture. Think about how crazy it is that motherfuckers injecting like actual dangerous drugs that will shorten their lifespan on a regular basis. You know how like lip fillers everywhere is present and everyone talks about it? Steroids operate in the exact same fashion. We're just not open about it because there's shame associated with it. There's shame with the whole involvement in that drug.
I was talking to a bunch of girls at some point. It was like, oh my God, the beauty standards. You look at Barbie. Bitch, I grew up on Marvel and G.I. Joe American Hero. They have muscles that don't exist. All the 90s, 80s, 90s movies, people were buff. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Yeah.
Like that. That's what we grew up on, so we have that. It's just we shut up about it. We do.
Yeah.
We do have insecurities. It is common thing when it's a guy, to laugh about it. When you laugh at a woman, you're cold. You're being mean. You can't ask a woman what height she is. But you can clown a motherfucker on his height all day, every day, no problem.
Yep.
There's plus size models. It's usually a female. I haven't seen that much man plus size. So there's these things. It does happen. Yep. Like Abba said, she tried to make it a man-woman thing, and I understand that the comments are really crazy on the woman's side, though. It is crazy when they're young, and they're also one thing that she's not talking about. They're also sexualized very young. Very young. It's just super weird. Where they're being asked to cover their body and stuff like that when they're like 8 or 9 or 12. They're like, yo, what the fuck are you? Okay, it's a problem. So I'm a problem. So I have to cover my body because it's a problem.
Yeah, it's frowned upon too. Like if you try to, say anything about ladies' looks, like it's frowned upon. It just is. But we have people like Tim Pool who exist, who literally permanently have to shower with a beanie because they're balding. Dudes who have like hats permanently glued to their head, they are so uncomfortable with the fact that they're going through a natural process that they have to permanently hide it. So I can assure you this whole idea of like men and women are so drastically different and men don't have issues about their looks. They notice their love handles. Height, man, listen. As a 6-foot master race, I can talk about this very easily, okay?
So let me just shut the fuck up.
As a big dick, right? I could talk about these topics.
Oh, we talk about big dicks?
Yeah, I bring it back. I want to include you.
Boys being boys.
I'll say, like, I've heard dudes really lament their height and, like, break down about it. And you can see that a lot of them, it really affects their self-confidence in every facet. Some dudes are able to overcome it. For a lot of them, it's a really tough thing. Whether it's that, whether it's size down there, whatever it could be. Shit, I'm telling y'all, if there was a penis enlargement surgery that was proven to work as good as like lip filler or whatever.
Everybody would have a long dick. Everybody would have big lips and long dick.
Yeah. So
they be 6'5", long dick, thin skin, ass nigga.
Yeah.
Everybody.
Yeah.
Go to Venice Beach and you'll see just and gray shorts.
Yeah.
That's what you see, straight up.
Have I ever, let me think about that. My own insecurities, have I ever talked about it with my homies? Some, a few. There's a lot I never, because I'm even ashamed to tell them. Not that they would judge me. It has nothing to do with that. It has actually nothing to do with the quality of friendship or anything like that. Because I know they would actually be incredibly supportive. I just inherently feel shame because I feel like as a dude, you're not supposed to. And to undo that conditioning, even while being aware of it, isn't enough. You actually have to overcome that, and that's a difficult process.
We support you, but we're good friends, so we'd have to laugh first.
All right.
That
See,
shit
that's
out
why I
the
never
way.
tell you niggas shit, bro. That's why I keep my mouth fucking shut. I ain't telling you shit.
I think that's healthy.
What's healthy about
I think
that?
That's healthy. Let's just laugh it off together, and then after that, we'll
Nah,
pat you on
bro.
the back. Or
That's
we
crazy.
actually do the opposite.
That's crazy.
Shit, that's crazy.
I was
man.
going.
let's speak
I'm taking that shit to my grave.
No, speak on it.
Because recently we was in the group chat.
Speak on
and
it.
they, yo, what's wrong, Abba? Nothing.
on it.
Nothing. Now you know why it's nothing.
Speak on it, bro.
This is the face of nothing.
Speak on it, bro. First you acknowledge. You know, you comfort. You're like, yeah, all right. And then we finish that. You have to say, but you have to admit it's kind of funny. Nigga, your face.
Someone said, Abba, you can get surgery to reduce your ear size. Hey, yo, shut the fuck up.
You could.
The funny thing is I actually don't have big ears. I just have ears that stick out. It's different. So I'd have to have them peel it back. And I'm like, okay, this is a real conversation I'll have with y'all. I would never consider plastic surgery. Not because I'm not like, I don't need, like, shit, yo, I want to get that Myron Indian hair plant train. I wouldn't mind. I'm all happy.
Be up there. Nah, that's too much, bro.
What you mean? You don't want a proceeding hairline where it starts to crouch on your eyebrows and just be like, sup, nigga? No?
You want
fucking little gang war between your fucking hairline and your eyebrows?
Yeah.
My eyebrows would lose because they disappear and shit.
Yes.
My eyebrows are aging out and they need new blood. We need to do some gang initiations. I might use some lashes, and then I might just get some eyebrows
on your eyebrows.
Because the lashes support the gang wars for the eyebrows. This is the last line of defense right here before the eyeballs, right? I lived some time in Los Angeles. I know some of the boulevards. So you understand? I spent some time around the Bloods and... Anyways.
You said literally nothing.
I wouldn't do it, honestly. Not because I don't think it's becoming more normalized, because it is. But I think I would struggle with having kids and then looking at them in the eyes and telling them to be okay with themselves.
Yeah.
I'm willing to do a lot of things to improve myself. You know, I've gotten healthier. You know, I've shed some weight. I've been doing a lot of good things in regards to, like, you know, even dressing, a little grooming thing, okay? But there's a line for me, and I think that's the line. And now, if other people cross it, I'm not judging. I'm just saying when I want to look at my people and tell them to truly love themselves, I can honestly look at them and say, I try to do the most I could as well. I also... Okay, this is going to be a little bit more, you know, woo-woo magic shit. But, like, as an artiste, I just think imperfections are good. And I think we live in a world where we shame folks for those. And we say that there's differences and those things that make you weird or off are, like, bad. Even though we pretend otherwise, we do. You know, lady has a unibrow. She could be a fucking icon like Frida. But then she'll get shat on every day because it's not, like, appealing. And it's like... I don't know. I think I like our differences. I like the fact that people want to live their own way and have their heritage showing on their skin, their forehead, which is Ethiopian as fuck. I don't want to shed that part of me, even though it's not conventionally attractive. That's an honest answer.
Beta!
Thanks. Y'all preach went.
I could care less.
But I do think it's important to say this, because some of you are at home struggling with some aspects of yourselves that you've inherited from your parents or from your forefathers, and I say carry it with pride. It's part of your journey. It's part of crafting who you are. And I think shedding that, and look, there's some extreme cases. I saw one lady, she was like Pelican Bay. And
Pelican bait, what's that?
bro, like she got a nose job, and I'm like, I support you. It's very rare I support her, but hers was like, it looked like it was infringing on everyone else's space. It was like the nose was like here. It was like actually
infringing on someone else's space.
Bro, her face was more nose than it was face.
If you're not kissing the person,
but that was a rare exception.